gonna show you what we do to get information.
Donald, please.
Still haven't heard from Ellie. We're going over there.
As the body count rises,
A bullet hit Ellie right in the head.
Poor dear.
so does the pressure.
I'm here to give you this opportunity to resign.
Next Tuesday,
The girl that was here took the money. She's in the Rackadushi.
how far will the president and his allies go
We need to deal with this right now.
What happened to Jean?
My parents cover up everything.
to hide their secrets?
We have to tell them.
We can't break our cover.
Tyler,
All right, Oval fans, here we go. This is the trailer breakdown for Season 3, Episode 10, entitled Checkmate. Synopsis. Donald is done pretending with Lily, and when she doesn't give him the intel he asked for about Bobby, Donald unleashes a command he can't take back. Airing December 14th. Now, before moving forward in this promo breakdown, remember, this will be a combination of the end credit promo we got at the end of this week's episode, combined with the televised promo you just saw at the beginning of the video. Make sure you take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like this video, of course. Hit subscribe as we move closer to 200,000 subscribers. Follow me on social media, links are in the description below. And in order to make sure you do not miss out when I post content on the channel, whether it be an upload, live stream, or post in the community tab, make sure you hit that bell icon and select all, because all notifications, well, YouTube is wonky about it, but I want you to be as informed as you can be when I post stuff. Now, remember at the end of the last episode, glove up, Kyle. What's that slang for condom? No, it means kill this bitch. And then Donald just stands there as Kyle rushes at Lily and the screen goes to black. So in the promo, we see Lily has been tied, restrained to a chair. Donald bends down at her and says, "We're going to show you what we do to get information. Donald, please." And then from there, we actually see Lily being waterboarded by Kyle because of the fact that he wants information on where Bobby is. And remember, the synopsis says unleashes a command he can't take back. Now, based on the cast posting a lot of stuff from, Atlanta, when they were filming season 4, Lily seems to still be alive, but the synopsis makes it sound like, oh damn, a command he can't take back. Yeah, if you kill somebody, you really can't take that back. Unless you get the Dragon Balls or something, I don't know. But yeah, it seems like things aren't going good for Lily. And we go over to the hotel, and Bobby's worried because he hasn't heard from Lily yet at all. So he wants to go over there, but Max looks like he's trying to stop him. And they're both dressed up in their security attire because remember, they're supposed to go to the White House with the vice president. Speaking of which, this moron. The vice president is speaking to Hunter, Victoria, and he's sitting beside Donald in the Oval. He says, "I'm here to give you the opportunity to resign, because if you don't, I'm going to go to the press and I'm going to ruin your effing life." And I'm like, bro, you're just going to end up like Diane. I mean, you are. Look, I want to do a separate video on this, but one thing I wish Tyler Perry would do more of in this show is give us more of what the general public is thinking. There's only been a handful of times where we've seen normal people. When I say normal people, I mean citizens of the DC area who are not involved in the grand schemes of the White House or trying to bring them down. Like one thing I remember is when Barry got arrested. That boy's been arrested and put in jail so many times. I forgot which charge this was for. But regardless, he was behind bars. And the guy next to him was somebody he knew from the street. Somebody who was shocked that Barry was in the street because they knew Barry wasn't about this life. But he pretty much said, hey, after I get out of here, I'm about to split DC because Denise, I heard some things like, she would go over to the White House and come back. But then one time she got picked up by some dude, was taken to the White House, but she ain't come back. Something's going on up in there. So it's only very rarely that we get a glimpse of what the general public thinks of this current administration. You have a press secretary, and then shortly after, the acting press secretary killed. Something ain't right, It's just one of those things where some people be trying to put 2 and 2 together. I mean, this dude hasn't even been in the White House a full month yet, and people are getting killed off left and right. But I digress. And speaking of the Ellie situation, Hunter walks into the bedroom and overhears a news report on Ellie's death. The acting press secretary, he asks Victoria, "What did you do?" "I didn't do anything. Are you out of your mind?" Victoria's like, "Poor dear." And we go over to the apartment, and Alan's, he's still reeling for what happened, hours ago. It looks like he's talking to Donald, and he says a bullet hit Ellie directly in the head. So things are getting pretty crazy pretty fast here. From there, we go over to Barry and his folks' house, and Barry tells his parents that the girl that was here, Mia, took the money. She's in the Rakadushi. I mentioned this in my episode review, and I'll do a separate video on this. This makes absolutely no sense because Barry gave the money to Ruth in season 2. I know there was a moment he had the shoebox full of money, but then he also put some of the money in his coat pockets, which was puzzling to me. And then he got abducted, and then basically he was stripped down and put back at his parents' house, meaning that if there were any money, stacked in his pocket when he got abducted, I'm pretty sure the Rakadushi members would have checked his clothes before, they sent him back to his parents' house. It's just one of those things where, Tyler Perry, this is why you need consultants or other writers to make sure your script makes sense. I don't really have much to say about it here. Priscilla asked Jason who is being escorted around by Alonzo, so it seems like Grip is off duty for now and Alonzo's taking over during the day. Priscilla walks up to Jason and asks, Jason, what do you know? What happened to Gene? And then he just simply says, my parents cover up everything. And after that, Priscilla's really flustered. She just goes into the kitchen and closes the door. And she's like, we have to tell them. And then Richard's like, we can't break our cover. So yeah, these two are definitely involved with some powerful players. Not that I won't talk about this again in another video, of course, but if Richard and Priscilla are involved in their operation that's even higher than the president, obviously some high rollers, if you will, why weren't these people, trying to get Richard's job back when he got fired like 2 episodes into season 1 and he was out of a job for pretty much a majority, if not the entire season? That's one thing I'm worried about. I'm curious about. I'm like, if Richard played such a important role like Priscilla in the White House, whether it be to keep tabs on the current administration and whatnot, wouldn't his absence be a big deal? I'm just saying. But anyway, we also have a scene where it looks like Sam and Richard are outside, and Sam's saying, I can't do anything more. I've gone all the way to the top. I've gone all the way up. And I guess that has to do with either the Callie situation or, the goings on in the White House, probably, because of the Sharon thing. But regardless, Richard said, that's why you brought in Bobby. Sam goes, Bobby? Because remember, Bobby told Richard a cover story of, oh yeah, Sam put me on, the beat. And Richard's like, hey, don't take no shit from Sam. So then the final scene to talk about is Donald saying, we need to deal with this now, when speaking to Hunter. This is either in regards to the acting press secretary dead, because if Diane's dead and Ellie's dead, who's going to do the job of trying to clean up the mess that's been left behind? Because like I said before, I wasn't the biggest Ellie fan, but I did appreciate that she was one of the few people in the White House that was actually trying to do her job. So there's a lot of cleaning up to do, and they don't have a press secretary / maid to do it. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But regardless, guys, given that Donald, goes around to the White House and Alan's place, I wonder what happens to Lily. I don't know if Bobby comes over there to save her, or maybe they, Donald's like, what, I guess she doesn't know anything, but it still, has Kyle, watching over her, or perhaps she's still tied up in the attic until he gets back from work or something. And, it's just one of those things where I'm wondering, so does she get killed? Does Bobby come to save her? What exactly happens? And something tells me, despite how Bobby and Max are, at escaping, from point A to point B, I think that they'll probably still go over to the White House, because maybe when Bobby's about to leave and Max is trying to stop him, that's when the vice president's man comes in and is like, gentlemen, it's time to go. So we'll have to wait and find out what happens, because I would love if Donald's at the White House and Bobby's there as as security. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the promo for next week. What scenes are you most excited to see play out when the episode actually airs? As I mentioned earlier in the video, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.